Okay. I'm going to walk you through. The results of this interesting survey on women. Maria mentioned a while ago that this was conducted in the NCR region and covers about 300 respondents. It's pretty representative. It was done in about a week. Based on the empirical data and the results of the survey, I guess the panel here would also have lots to talk about later on. Okay, so this was conducted October 26 to 31, NCR, focused on adults, 300 only out of an estimated population of over 7 million. And our survey partner says we have a more or less plus minus 6% error margin. And we looked at, we had respondents across different classes from A, B, all the way to E. At a glance, this is the sample size. If you look at the number of respondents, quite a number come from the middle class. But then you also know that for NCR, a large number of those who live in the National Capital Region are also poor. So this is compensated for by weights applied to the results. Don't ask me about the technical aspects of this survey. Let's just focus on the results. But I assure you that the results are pretty accurate and representative. Okay, so we looked at both youth and not so young respondents. 53% were aged 18 to 35 and 47% 36 and above. Most of them completed high school and 14% are college graduates. Also, it's a very religious country, so naturally 92% of our NCR respondents were also Roman Catholic. And a large majority, well, more than 50%, 58% are married. I'd like to start off with education because I think views on education will give us an idea of why we are where we are today, insofar as issues about women are concerned, how we view women, how men view women, and even how women view themselves. Interestingly, I think the results here reinforce our stereotype. 65% say that it's more important for a boy than for a girl to complete a university education. And I think this is because parents believe that boys are a more worthwhile investment. You educate them, then they will support the family, whereas you educate women, they will probably get married, get pregnant, and then go off and have their own families and not support their siblings. So this stereotype is reinforced here. We see empirical data here. 67% of males agree, and 63% even of women think the same way. And 68% of the DE classes also agree. A higher percentage, 74%, also believe that boys or men should be given more chances to complete a university education. Let's look at the more mundane things, the day-to-day tasks that households do, such as doing the laundry, cleaning the house, and even marketing or doing the groceries. Again, stereotype, 60% say it's the women who do the laundry. In my own household, this doesn't apply. It's my husband who does the laundry. Anyway, among women, they say that even among the females, 72% say it's also the women who do the laundry. 58% say it's the women who clean the house. And among the women, 76 confirm that yes, we do the cleaning of the house. It's only when it comes to marketing and doing the groceries that it's a little more balanced. 55% say it's the women who do it. The rest, maybe 45%, the balance, it's the men who do it. And among women, it's 64%. So if you look at household chores, again, it's the women who would do and fit into the stereotype. It's very seldom that you would see men joining in. And yet, 65% of the males say, so you see the difference between actual action and what is being said. They say that both men and women should share the tasks. So iba yung sinasabi dun sa actual na ginagawa. So 60% of women agree. And 63% of the entire NCR also agree. So on a theoretical, conceptual level, they say the tasks should be equally shared. But among women, 40% think it should be women alone who should take on these tasks. The men can do other probably more important things. The household tasks will be taken care of by the women. A high percentage of the D&E classes say they should also be shared. And 61% from the ABC, or those who are better off, also say that the tasks should be equally shared. It's a shared burden. Working for a living, livelihood. Again, it's men, 82%. That's really high. 82% say it's the father, not the mother, who works to support the family. Only 36% say it's the mother. And among males, they all believe that it's just the men who work. And among females, slightly lower, 81%. Among the D&E classes, among the poor, it's really the father who is perceived to be the breadwinner. Work and career. Whenever jobs are hard to come by, people believe in the National Capital Region that men should be given priority over the women. So it's 71%. Among males, there's a higher, more number who believe that they should be given priority. That's 77%. Lower among women, 66%. Among the D&E classes, the poorer classes, it's 74%. It's only among the A, B, C, and E where it's a little lower at 58%. And among the older respondents, 80% agree that the men should be given priority when it comes to job opportunities. We also looked at our politics and our business fields. So very clearly, when it comes to the House, the stereotypes are very, very evident, and you have data supporting that. So we now look at business and politics. There is still the perception that men make better political leaders than women. And this is already the NCR region. 64% of the women agree. And a slightly lower percentage, 62% among the males agree. 65 of the D&E, 65% say that men make better political leaders. If you look at the way the disaster was handled, these were mostly men. This was the president. This was other politicians. Let me not go into that. But if you look at leadership qualities, you would probably, the women here would probably say, no, this isn't necessarily true. But yes, even among the mature, the older folks who have more experience and who've seen how politics in this country has evolved, they also agree. And even in the business world, 58% in the National Capital Region say that that men are better business executives. Felicia, you'd probably disagree. Among males, 63% agree, compared to only 52% among females. And then we look at the top leadership posts in this country: President, Senate President, and the Speaker of the House. Still, people believe in the NCR region that the best gender to be a president is male. So that's 57%. More so among males, that's higher at 65%. For Senate president, it should also be a man. And come to think of it, we've never had a female Senate president. Same thing for Speaker of the House. We haven't had a female Speaker of the House of Representatives. It's only in the Supreme Court where there is more openness to women taking on leadership roles. I don't know if this is because, this is speculation, probably women are perceived to be more just or more fair than men. I don't know. We will see. And it's in our social life where you see a difference now in terms of thinking and in terms of opinion. So when it comes to being the center of attention, showing self-confidence, 91% say that it's not necessarily wrong. It's not negative. It's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. And 88% think that a Filipina who is not afraid to mingle or mix around with men shows courage. 91% among women agree. And higher among the ABC classes, 96% say this is fine. 87% among the D&E also agree. Initiating a date. Decades ago, this was probably unthinkable. This would never happen. This is like you're not Filipina enough. You're too aggressive. But then, if you look at the numbers today, 73% think that it's fine. You can initiate a date and you're modern. It's not necessarily bad. Same percentage, 73% for ABC, D, and E classes. Dating multiple men is also all right. 70% say so in NCR. For women, among women, it's higher at 75%. For males, of course, because they will be at the other end, only 66% agree. And 78% of those who are well off also think along the same lines. They agree that it's fine. And sharing the bill. Again, decades ago, this would never happen. It's the man who has to pay for everything. If you're taken out for dinner, he has to foot the bill. Otherwise, kuripot siya. And if he asks you out again, you'll probably say no. But these days, 61% of the women say it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. And even among the D and E, they say 62% say it's all right. I will go out on a date again, even if I have to pay for the bill, take the bill. We just took out, there's just some questions that we looked at about beauty. How do Filipinas beautify themselves? We asked men and women, and in the National Capital Region, 75% said women use perfume. So I don't know if the perfume business or if the perfume industry is doing pretty well in this country. 93% among the ABC agree. Only 71%, but 71% is still relatively high. 71% among the D&E also say that the women put on perfume. And 60% are conscious about their hair, how they take care of their hair. 65% of males agree, and only 55% of females agree. I don't know how much time you spend shampooing your hair or cleaning your hair, going to the salon, I don't know. 59% of women are conscious about the clothes that they wear. So this is where the men will say, you're taking too long dressing up. it's taking you hours and we're waiting. So, and then 60% of women agree, as do 58% of the males. This is interesting, I think. 77% say that being pregnant out of wedlock is not something to be ashamed of. It happens and it's all right. And 81% of females agree. This is in the entire NCR. Also, when it comes to sex, there's now openness about discussing sex. Maybe what pleasures you can derive from sex, the benefits of sex, how to have good sex. These are things that are now acceptable to discuss for 49% of people in NCR. But among males and females, it's split at 49%. Extramarital relations. Again, 56% say it's okay. And it's higher among females at 59% and 58% among the well-off. Relatively high also among the D and E at 56%. And then it's acceptable, 42% say if it's okay for men to have an extramarital affair, it should be all right as well for women to have extramarital affairs. But only 40% among females say that, compared to, and 42% among the D and E also agree that it should be all right. If you probably already saw the difference in views when it comes to the social life and when it comes to work and tasks at home. And yet, if you look at this particular slide, a very, very high percentage say that women have the ability to create positive change. So this is one very clear disconnect that I'm personally seeing. We're all saying, both males and females, a big percentage of NCR saying that women have the ability to create change. And yet, in certain aspects of their lives, we don't see that. We don't see it in actual actions. So even across classes, whether it's ABC or D&E, the sentiment is there. Women have the ability and they can create change. Look at civic participation. 77% voted in the last presidential elections. But if you look at the rest of the statistics, that's pretty much it. Only 23% say they're a member of a group. And if you look at a while ago, I showed you the demographics. Remember, there were 92% who are Roman Catholics. So, understandably, 23% would also say, yes, I belong to a group that's part of a church, and I go to church. And then only 18% actually became part of a campaign, of a candidate. So the political involvement is not really there. For most of respondents, for most of women, civic engagement equals voting during elections. Only 17% say they were a member of a civic or community volunteer group. And this is probably, the reason this is probably so is the women would say, because we're busy doing the chores at home, we're busy taking care of our children, we're busy with cleaning the house and doing the laundry. We don't have any more time to do extracurriculars. And yeah, a similar percentage, 17% wrote commentary or reacted or took time to share their thoughts on internet sites. So what does this tell us? We have perceptions, we have stereotypes, but I think what this survey does is really supply us with actual hard data, empirical data. So we're seeing that very clearly there is a disconnect between reality, what women are saying, this is what it should be. It is different from what they're actually doing on a day-to-day basis. Stereotypes still persist insofar as roles and actions are concerned. Third, the traditional roles are still there. Even if both men and women say that no, these tasks should be equally shared, in reality, it's still the women who take on these tasks and do the day-to-day chores. They believe that men are better political and business leaders and should be given priority when it comes to educational opportunities. So if that is the case, and we're looking at education as a way of changing mindsets, then it becomes problematic. Because education is already being, men are already being prioritized insofar as education is concerned. So that has to be addressed. Yet, we're very liberal and progressive when it comes to pregnancy, sex, extramarital affairs, and even dating. And there is very little involvement in civic affairs beyond voting, yet we declare